What is up, guys? Woody LS3 coming at you with another vlog. Today we're going to be working on my single cab. So for those of y'all that didn't know, I got a package. I put a picture on my Instagram. Pretty much I am going to be working together with IHC. Shout out to Victor at IHC. They sent me over their drop kit, their 4.6 drop kit for my single cab. So man, I'm super excited to be working with IHC. I know when it comes to suspension, they are one of the best in the industry. So I'm super excited. We actually sell IHC at the shop at Project Torque. We put pretty much all of the trucks that we have up there with drop kits. They do have the IHC suspension. So it was a given. I knew that I wanted to work with them. So super excited. Today we're gonna be installing this kit on my truck. It is a 4.6 drop. So I'm dropping it 4 inches in the front, 6 inches in the rear. So we're gonna take this car out, get my truck in here, and go ahead and start installing the kit. So let's go. Alright guys, I got my car out of the way. Got my truck on over here. By the way, it's working really good. I've been driving it here and there, but I can't wait to get this washed up and get it back on the vlogs. Alright guys, I got my cars over here. Let's go ahead and grab my truck, put it inside the garage. Alright guys, we got my truck inside. I had to move some stuff around, so I had to move my table that I have here. I had to get it out the way just so my truck can fit, because even though this is a single cab, it's still pretty big in here. So right now we're gonna go ahead and start getting it lifted up, getting the wheels off. So we're gonna start with the front, get the front all lowered down, and then we'll concentrate on the rear. It's a beautiful day, but it's very windy. I'm hoping to finish it, but obviously with the daytime, you know, quickly going in tonight, I don't think we'll have it in the daylight. It's only me by myself working on it. We'll try to get it knocked out today, then hopefully tomorrow we get the same beautiful day and we get some rolling shots for you. I'm hoping I can get away with the stock tires. Hopefully we can get away with them. If not, if it doesn't work, then I'm gonna put my wheels off of my extended cab. I have another set of wheels, the stocks that I pretty much that came with this truck, so I'll put those on for the meantime, just so I can drive my single cab with this wheel setup. So like I said, no big deal if it doesn't fit. We'll just put those on for the meantime until we get our wheel set up for my single cab. But let's go ahead and start and work on the front. I had to close my garage door. It was really windy out there and it's pretty cold in here, so I don't like to work with my hoodie on. But I got the wheel off and I got the truck lifted. I didn't want to record that. I mean, y'all seen me do that so many times, so I mean, y'all know by now how to take a wheel off, and y'all know what the process of taking the wheel off. So pretty much we're gonna go ahead and start disassembling. What we're gonna start doing, we're gonna start taking off our caliper, then go ahead and start taking off and then we're gonna go ahead and start putting in our new stuff. Yeah, I need new shocks, so I'm gonna go ahead and get shocks too on the next one. Right now I just want to show this video how to install this kit, but right now let's go ahead and disassemble all this. Alright guys, we got that off. We're gonna go ahead and take our brake caliper. Pretty much take this whole assembly off because we do need to take our rotor off. So let's go ahead and take our brake off. Alright guys, I took off the caliper. You see I got it hanging right here with a piece of coat hanger, just so it's not just hanging there with just by the brake line, because you don't want to let it just hang with this. You want to put a little coat hanger just to help you hold that up. But you can see, pretty much got everything here taken apart. We got like I said, we got a caliper off. We got our pinging off. Now what we need to do is go ahead and start taking apart our control arms, our upper and lower control arms, so we can go ahead and start removing the strut. So let's keep on going, guys. That way we can hurry up and get this going so we can get on the other side. Alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and remove our nut. Alright guys, we got our nut removed. Pretty much this is the only difference between a 4x4 kit and a two-wheel drive kit. It's pretty much a two-wheel drive, you don't have to remove this nut because you don't have this nut. This is a four-wheel drive truck, so we have to remove this nut. Like I said, that's the only difference, so let's keep on going. Alright guys, now we got to remove this nut. It is an 18-inch millimeter. As you can see, my boot is ripped, which I would have to replace that. But right now, I'm just showing y'all how to pretty much install this kit for those of y'all that just want to install this kit. So let's go ahead and remove this nut. Alright guys, now we're going to remove the bottom. Mine is a 24 millimeter. So let's go ahead and remove that bottom. I'm putting it back on, guys, because I'm going to pretty much hit these off. I don't want them to fall on my foot. I'm barely putting them back on. That way when they're loose, it doesn't fall. I can easily just take off the nut and take that piece off. So let's go ahead and do that. You see that popped off, so that's pretty much telling me it's loose. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this bottom one. This is a little harder to get to. I think I got a good shot right here, so let's go ahead and get this one off. Alright guys, we got our spindle off, so I pretty much put it over there to get it out the way. Now as you can see, we got access to our control arms, upper and lower. I just got to take off the strut, and I got 3 bolts up top and then these 2 at the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and start taking these off here and the 3 on top, so we can go ahead and get this out of the way so we can get full access to our control arms and go ahead and take those off. So let's go ahead and get this off. Alright guys, we're going to remove these top bolts. It is an 18 millimeter. Alright guys, now we're going to go ahead and take off these bolts holding the strut. It is a 17 millimeter, so we're going to go ahead and hold back up top, use my impact and go ahead and remove it from the bottom. Alright guys, pretty much I got a little bit of the nut holding it up right now. I did that on purpose so it doesn't fall on me. Alright, there it goes. Now all we have left is to take our control arms and this tensioner, and then that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, now we're going to go ahead and take this off. It is a 15 millimeter. So let's go ahead and take this off. Alright guys, now we're going to go ahead and take the top control arm off. It is a 21 millimeter, so I got an impact on one side and I got my crescent wrench on the other. So let's go ahead and take this off. Alright guys, we got the upper control arm off. You see, that's where it was before. Wired it off. Here's your nuts. You definitely don't want to mess these up. This is how they get the alignment on your truck, so definitely put them back the same way they came. I went ahead and put the nut on it, that way I don't lose these. Put those right there, and then let's go ahead and start taking off this bottom one. Alright guys, now we're going to take off the lower control arm, which is this one right here. I got 1 bolt here, 1 bolt over there. It is a 24 millimeter, so I'm going to use my impact wrench on one side and then use my ratchet on the other side. Alright guys, to get to this bolt, this is actually in the way, so I need to remove this out of the way. I just pretty much need to take these two 10 millimeters down so I can get access to this bolt right here. So this is the one for the control arm, for the lower control arm on the other side. So let's go ahead and unloosen this so we can get to this bolt. Everything's off, so now we're gonna go ahead and put the new stuff on. Alright guys, we just opened the IHC box. There's your instructions. There's a sticker. I'm definitely gonna put that on my truck. Man, look at this, guys. These are the upper control arms. Damn, look at that. It even goes labeled D for driver side and P for passenger side. So let's go ahead and get this out. Alright guys, here's everything that comes in the box. This is obviously just for the passenger side that I'm working on right now. Pretty much here's your lower control arm, your upper control arm. Pretty much this is all your hardware. They even have a little checklist just to make sure they give you everything for your truck. Like I said guys, man, just look at the comparison. This is a factory one over here, and just look how much bigger. I'm gonna put it next to each other. Just look at that quality guys. Definitely well built. You can see where they're lowering it right here. You see this one's up top, this one's on the bottom. So that's where they give you your lowering. And like I said, this on mine I already had to replace these just because you could tell these are pretty old and beat up. My bushings are all pretty much gone. Definitely doing this drop saves me having to get this piece. IHC already includes this piece already in their kit. Like I said, this is the correct way to drop a truck with the control arms. That way when it comes to aligning it, you do not have any issues. I'm having issues. I have to realign it every so often because it never truly aligns, because I should have done the control arms. I didn't know about IHC at the time. On this one, I'm so happy that I'm working with IHC. They are one of the best in the industry, so I'm excited to work with them. It's gonna save me some time and definitely get this truck a true alignment. I am planning to turbo this truck, and this is gonna be my track truck. That's gonna help me when I'm going down the line. I make sure I'm going straight. I'm not fighting the steering wheel. That's one less thing I have to worry about. Big shout out to IHC for making quality parts, guys. I'm not lying to you when I told you they make good quality parts. The work speaks for itself. Here, let me grab this one and just put it. Look at that, guys. It's way better. I'm gonna go ahead and get these prepared because I gotta put all these little, where I'm gonna insert the grease, and then go ahead and get it on the truck. Alright guys, now we're gonna go ahead and put that lower control arm. But before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and put some grease on the inside where the control arm sits. And then we're also gonna put some grease on the bushings, on the side of the bushings. So let's go ahead and do that, guys. Alright guys, so now we're going to go ahead and put our lower control arm. Alright guys, we got the bottom control arm is on. It's still loose. I left it loose so we can put the top one and then our strut. Tie everything together. You don't want to tighten it up because then it'll be really hard to move this. So like I said, that's on. Now we got to get our top one on. But before we do that, we actually got to put this piece on. I already went ahead and started putting it on, but I'm going to go ahead and put some Loctite on these bolts and then tighten them up before we put this on. So let's go ahead and get that going. Alright guys, we got the upper control arm on, and I did the same thing. I just left it loose. It's just snugged on the side. So now we're going to go ahead and put back our shock. Alright guys, before we put in this bottom piece, we do have to remember we have to wedge it with this right here, this little bracket. We actually has to go right here, like that, and then this piece goes in here. Our bolt goes through both of them, and then we go ahead and tighten all that down. So like I said, don't forget about this piece. It also comes in the kit. Alright guys, we got the top and bottom control arm, and then we got the strut inside. We got it down, we got it bolted down. So we're gonna go ahead and put our spindle back on and pretty much put everything back. Guys, before I forget, we actually have to drill this hole out a little bit deeper because this is a lot thicker. So we have to drill this out with a 1/2 inch bit. I have my 1/2 inch bit right here. So we're gonna go ahead and drill that out first. That way it'll fit on that top control arm. Alright guys, there you go. It's not much, it's just enough so that bolt will fit. So let's go ahead and get this control arm on. Alright guys, I got everything back on. Well, not everything, I got the spindle back on. This is still hand tight. The strut is the only thing that's bolted down. Everything else is loose. So now we're gonna put our rotor and then put our brake caliper on, get that tightened down, and then replace our pinion, tie it back here, and then we will start wrapping everything up on this side. Alright guys, I got everything pretty much on. You can see everything's back on. Looks so much better. Alright guys, we got the passenger side tightened up. Pretty much everything's ready to go. Everything's locked in. Pretty much all I have to do is lube everything, and then we still have the back to do. Let's go ahead and grease everything up, and then we'll call it good. Alright guys, it's currently the next day. We did get this side done. As you can see, it has all the new IHC kits already on. So we got both sides, the driver's side and the passenger side. So right now we're going to put on our wheels, and then we're going to turn the truck around and start working on the back. Alright guys, I got the truck reversed in. I'm going to go ahead and start lifting up the back, get the wheels off, and then we'll go ahead and start removing everything so we can install our drop kit. Alright guys, we got the truck lifted up, we got the wheels off. We're going to start by taking off the shock in the rear on both sides, one on this side and one on that side. So we're gonna go ahead and start taking those off. All right guys, the shock is a 21, so let's go ahead and remove those. All right guys, we removed the shocks. Now we're gonna go ahead and take apart the hangers for the brake lines. You got two of them, one right here, one right there. We're gonna go ahead and move those out of the way. And then we got a ABS line right here. We're gonna go ahead and take that off, just so when we lower our rear end, we won't be pulling on those lines. So let's go ahead and remove those two bolts and then our ABS clip. By the way guys, those were 13 millimeters. And then we're gonna remove these with this little tool right here. It's just a little clip. If it lets me get in there. There we go. Alright, got that clip out of the way. Guys, up here I didn't see these two little bolts. They're 13 millimeter also. That you need to take those off so it can give you clearance to, it holds the brake lines. So go ahead and take these off so you can take off that little clip and give you that slack. So like I said, don't forget about those guys. I did, so I'm just letting y'all know. We pretty much got everything taken off here. So we should be good to go and move on to the next step. All right guys, now we're gonna remove our leaf spring. We're only gonna do it from the back side, but to do that, I actually have to remove my tow hitch, which is this right here. The reason I have to remove my tow hitch is because I have to remove this bolt right here, pull it out so I can release my leaf spring. But if I pull it out, it's hitting with this. So because of that reason, I have to remove my tow hitch. If you don't have a tow hitch, you don't have to worry about that. You can just take the bolt out, but most trucks do have it, so we're gonna have to go ahead and remove this tow hitch. So I gotta remove all these 21s. I got 3 of them right here, and then 3 on that side. And then I also have 2 of them right here. I believe those are 18s. So let's go ahead and remove all that so we can take down the tow hitch. All right guys, there's my tow hitch. I got it completely off. So now I have enough room to get to that bolt to take this off. There's nothing in the way now, so we can go ahead and remove this bolt. Now we can go ahead and remove our leaf spring just so we can bring this down. Enough room for our axle to swing over. Alright guys, I went ahead and started getting these loose. The U-bolts on the axle, I went ahead and sprayed them with some WD-40 just so I can get them a little bit easier to break. And then I went ahead and loosen these 2 bolts for my leaf spring. See, they're loose. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those loose. I'm gonna take this one completely off when it comes time to. This one I'm gonna leave it loose just so it'll have time to swing. Whenever I do the flip kit, I can still just be able to move it around. So I need that side to do. Those are 21s. These are 21s. So let's go ahead and get these U-bolts breaking down so we can go ahead and perform our flip kit. Alright guys, as you can see, I have the axle completely down. I have the U-bolts taken off on both sides. So now we're gonna have to take off and switch over the bolt, and I'll show you that over there on that side. Alright guys, this is a bolt I'm talking about that we have to switch. This is the nut on here. What we're gonna have to do is switch that nut to the opposite side. The way we're gonna do that is I have my C-clamp clamped on hard right here just so it prevents when I take this off, my leaf springs don't go all over the place. So we're gonna go ahead and switch this bolt to the bottom. The way I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna put because down here is not an actual head or anything like that. So I'm gonna put some vice grips, hold it down so it doesn't spin on me, and then I'm gonna hit this with my impact. I'll show you in a little bit how it's supposed to look. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, there you have it. The bolt is flipped over. This piece was sitting on the top with the bolt on this side. You don't need this piece. So, and then you just need to flip the bolt over. So now the nut part is actually on the bottom. But we're gonna go ahead and clean this up and then do the other side. Alright guys, I got the axle on top of the leaf springs. Makes that a lift kit, but I see that I have plenty of room because I gotta cut this bump stop. I don't have a plasma cutter or anything like that. I just have a Sawzall. So right now I have plenty of room to go ahead and cut that. So before I pick the leaf spring up, pick the axle up, we're gonna go ahead and cut that first. That way there's nothing in the way and I don't have to come back and cut that. So let's go ahead and get that cut. It was pretty tough, guys, doing it me by myself. It would go a lot faster if you had a person to help you out. I already got it up, guys, no big deal. We're gonna go ahead and cut that and then we'll be good to go. All right, guys, there you go. I just cut it with the Sawzall. It was pretty easy. Just make sure you got a brand new blade, guys. It helps you a lot more. Luckily, I have all this here at my house. Let's go ahead and cut that other side, and then that way we'll go ahead and put the rear end up top. All right, guys, I got everything pretty much bolted up. Just real quick, this is the passenger side. Just so you know, the way you put this piece on, this spade, it's got a spade. I'll show you on this side. See, the spade is facing towards the front of the truck. That's how you install that piece. And then it goes clipped up to the top. I had to get new U-bolts. The ones I had were pretty much done, so I had to buy new U-bolts. And then right here, guys, the spade has to be facing towards the back of the truck. This is the back of the truck over here. So the spade is in the back on the bottom. So that's pretty much it, guys. I've done both sides already. We're pretty much almost done. I just gotta tighten these up real quick. And then that's it. I'll put the wheels back on and show y'all guys how it looks. All right, guys. Also, don't forget to put your shocks back on. The kit does come with new shocks, so don't forget to put your new shocks. You got one on this side and one on the other side. You can barely see it right there. The IHC kit comes with new shocks, so you don't have to worry about buying new shocks. Like I said, this kit comes with everything you need. So pretty much we're done. We got everything bolted up. We got everything tightened down. So we're gonna go ahead and put my wheels back on and lower it and show you guys. So, all right, guys, there's the truck. It's finally dropped. 4 inches in the front, 6 inches in the rear. Man, guys, this was a process. Here's the other side. My garage is a mess right now, but man, I couldn't be happier. Guys, it was tough just because I was by myself. Not only that, I also had stuff that I wasn't accounting for messing up or being worn out, and that was just me running back and forth to the auto parts store. But honestly, this kit, I would say for 2 people, it would take 6 to 8 hours, or even 1 person if they're on the lift or something like that, or if they have everything, or if nothing messes up. I would say 6 to 8 hours, maybe even 4 if you have everything and you know everything that you're gonna need. I mean, this kit is awesome, very easy to put on, very straightforward. All the hardware is there. See, IHC put a great kit together. Like I said, I'm so excited to be working with them. So like I said, if you want a kit like this, they have every kit, even for Ford. They have everything. They have kits that have the helper bags just in case you still want to lower your truck but you want to tow a trailer. They offer that. So like I said, guys, definitely hit up IHC Suspension. They're one of the best in the industry, so definitely check them out. I'm gonna go ahead and hop in the shower because I am filthy. What's up, guys? It's currently the next day. Obviously my truck is not in the garage. That is because I actually came home from work and took it to the alignment shop at my lunch break. I was able to take my truck to the alignment shop over there at my buddy Alex's. So right now the truck is aligned. We're about to go pick it up. So let's go ahead and pick up my truck. Guys, we're pulling up. Look at that. Alex, my boy Alex got it done. All right, guys, let's go ahead and go to exclusive. All right, guys, my boy Alex wasn't here. He actually took lunch, but got the key. Man, I can't believe how good it looks with this lowering kit. They said they had no trouble aligning it. It lined up perfectly. So they had no issues with the drop kit or anything like that. But here it is, guys. Well guys, there you have it. The truck worked great, rides smooth, rides straight, it aligns perfect. Like I said, that's the type of kit you want. IHC is one of the best kits out there. Big shout out to Victor and Ivan at IHC. Thank you very much. Big shout out to them for putting on an awesome kit, an awesome product. For all you do it yourself guys, I recommend that you get a friend to help you out. It makes things a whole lot easier. I did it by myself and I had to keep going back and forth to each side. If you want to get your kit installed, my buddy Freddie does sell the IHC kit at Project Torque HQ. So definitely stop by the shop, get your kit installed by those guys. Big shout out to IHC, my buddy Alex at Exclusive. And I definitely can't wait to show off my truck with this new drop. If y'all want to see more videos on this truck and all my other cars, definitely like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.